Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back. So we got the Scorpion here. We're about to do a ESC and motor install. I made my mind up. Last couple videos, I actually we installed this 200 seal with the Oxidean, and we had some power cuts and screeching and stuff. And you know what? I really just want to see this boat right here just go straight ballistic in a straight line. I want to see what this boat will do. Top speed, because it's the design of the boat is just beautifully built, and it needs a straight up boss setup, period. Right? So this is a motor that I won in the GPSspeedrun.com HYDRA class with the UL 19 last year, 2024 season. I come in first place. The only reason I come in first place was because there wasn't no freaking competition, right? There was only me. It was only me in the HYDRA class. I placed third in the catamaran class, almost ready to run catamaran class, and I placed like 10th or 12th. I don't know in the catamaran class. So this is my prize for the speedrun. GPSspeedrun.com. It's a 4050 SVM TP power motor. Come the hell on. All right, I've actually run the CM series from TP with great success. Right, my fastest speeds have come from the CM series motor, specifically the 4060 CM. This is a 4050. It's a 4082. Basically the same size motor that is in this boat. So it's a direct drop in, right? We basically going to have to run the XLX2 HYDRA because this motor right here is an amp hog. It's a delta wind. You've got to prop it right. You cannot run this SVM series motor for long periods of time. It's like a drag style motor. Speed run, like all you can freaking get, top speed, balls to the wall motor right here. Do a pass, let it breathe, let it cool down, do another pass, right? So this, like I said, this is my first time running the SVM. This is a 2580 kV. 2580 8S capable. It's an 8S motor. 6S, it's like 50 plus thousand RPM on 6S. Come on. 8S, it's like 70,000 RPM. Ooh, doggy, that is some damn yeah. So I was checking the RPM so I could tell you guys, and I actually noticed it's an 8mm shaft. So that actually kind of throws a wrench in our plan here. But we got a backup plan, plan B. Okay, so I was planning on putting this in here, right? It's a 2580 kV. So I'm actually thinking, because this boat's a little bit heavier. The Scorpion's actually a little bit heavier than the Oxy Digger, right? So I'm thinking we'll throw the SVM 4050 2580 in the Oxy Digger. Okay, it's higher kV, the boat's lighter, right? We'll do that. We'll run the boat with no turn fin, because that is a high kV, so you know it'd be less resistant, so we don't get something hot. And I'm thinking we'll throw this 2080 kV 4060 in the Oxy Digger. Hopefully it fits. Yeah, because the Scorpion has the coupler protector, and we just can't fit that 8mm shaft with a collet or coupler in there. So the Oxy Digger, actually, I did away with the coupler protector. If I had more time, I would actually go ahead and do that. But I think this is actually a better plan, right? Put the higher kV motor in the lighter boat, right? It just kind of makes sense. This 2080 is a CM motor. These are drag style motors, saw motors, like No ESC, just cooling lines and hatches. Hardware. 3 pound, 12 ounce. Okay, for the Scorpion. Basically have the same stuff on the Oxy Digger minus a prop. Yeah, I got the cooling line in. ESC's out. I don't have a prop or receiver in this one right now. So it's actually 2 pounds, 12 ounces. So it's actually 1 pound lighter than the Scorpion Outrigger here. Okay, so yeah, exactly 1 pound lighter than this guy right here. So 1 pound, when you're pushing for speed, 1 pound makes a big freaking difference. Not even kidding. So this boat will actually accommodate a larger battery. Has a larger battery area, longer and wider. So I would be able to run this boat right here on 8S. It's 1 pound heavier. So I'm actually considering throwing the SVM. Actually, you know what? We're going to throw the SVM in the lighter boat because it's a 2580 kV versus the 2080 CM. This motor's a little bit longer, a little bit heavier, but it's a little more I would think the lower kV. It's an 8S motor. It should actually be better in this boat. So we're putting the CM and the Scorpion and the SVM and the Oxy Digger. Both of them are getting Castle ESCs. Okay, if you're new into the hobby, right? You're brand new, you just got your first boat, you want to upgrade the motor. I wouldn't really recommend the CM or the SVM series of motor from TP Power, right? If you're new in the hobby. I would actually recommend the regular TP Power motor. It's a little bit cheaper. It's a little more robust, meaning it will take a little bit more abuse, right? You can oval, you can bash, you can speed run with the regular motor, okay? If you want to step up and kind of get into the special motors like this SVM and the CM series, you really need to have a good understanding of how to prop an RC boat. How to prop the boat, how to volt up or down, and put the corresponding prop on the corresponding voltage with a particular motor kV, right? I get asked all the time, what's my favorite brand motor? I mean, it's a common question I get all the time. Do you like Oxidean? Do you like TP? Do you like Leopard? Do you like Triple S, 10 shock? Rocket? I mean, what's your favorite motor, right? My go-to motor has always, my absolute favorite motor is a TP Power motor. Like dollar for dollar, ounce for ounce, RPM, torque for torque. TP is where I like to go, okay? I'm not just saying that because I got this free motor for the competition. I'm speaking from personal experience. I mean, I have TP Power motors. I got them everywhere. I've got some on the bench here. I've got them in my boats. I've got them I've got them everywhere, right? This is my oldest motor. This is the Frankenstein, okay? Look, it needs to be cleaned. By the way, this Electra Motive, I've been cleaning a lot of motors here lately with that and a toothbrush, and it works really good. This is the motor that I had in the Scorpion Outrigger, okay? Just recently got 97 with it, with a fin, propped pretty conservatively. I put a different rotor in it. That's the one thing I like about TP, is you can rebuild them and replace a rotor if you demagnetize demagnetize it, right? But look at the winds on it. I mean, this motor's 7+ years old and it's still kicking. It's a regular 1950 with a different rotor in it, right? But I mean, it needs to be cleaned. It needs to be cleaned. Like I just cleaned this one, right? It needs to be cleaned, but it's still kicking. Okay, so it's a regular motor. Where was I going at with this, right? Okay, so the special motors, the the CM, the SCM, and the SVM series from TP Power. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a drag saw motor. Speed runs, like where you volt up, right? You're trying for maximum performance for that particular pass. You're volting up, you got it propped on the high side, right? Because you're trying for speed, okay? You can either run a big prop, like volt it down, or volt it up with a smaller prop, try to get some RPM out of these special motors. But you need to know what you're freaking doing. You make your pass, check your speed, maybe run some water through it, check the boat out in between runs, maybe change parameters on the ESC, and then you put it back in the water. You don't do pass after pass after pass or oval bashing with a special motor. It's just not what they're designed to do. If you want to bash oval, the regular motor may be your ticket, right? These are made for high output, high RPM. They pull a lot of current, so you have to actually have an ESC to back it. The regular motors, they pull a lot of current too, but nowhere near as much as these special motors, right? So I just wanted to point that out. Okay, so I'm actually going to drill out this nipple on this jacket right here. Slightly put a little bit of oil on it because you don't want the bit to break. You don't want to mess this up. Make sure I've got a stepped up bit set, index bit set, so incrementally stepping it up here. Okay, make sure you don't drill into the flanged area here. Okay, that one's good. Just opening up the hole a little bit. See that one versus that one. Okay, don't take much. C-U-N duh. Man, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I hope this video uploads in time. So I have the XLX2 and the CM, the 2080 kV 4060 CM in the Scorpion. This setup right here turned out so clean. There's a little bit more room in this boat, and the fact that the exits, the entrance and the exits in the back actually gives it like a nice clean look, right? Man, that looks nice. Great, googly moogly. I ended up doing away with the coupler protector so I can run this collet. It actually just works, right? It just works a little bit better. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's awesome. This is an awesome looking setup right here. So I have the Oxy Digger finished up. I worked all evening on this, cursing, and carrying on. I mean, I really got it in this evening. I got the XLX2, the SVM, 2580, 90-degree nipples. Take note of the entrance for the cooling. Goes to the motor, to the ESC, and then it comes out the boat right here, right? So, I mean, it's actually a pretty tidy setup. The receiver's mounted here in this boat with the antenna coming out the hole here. On the Oxy Digger, the receiver's mounted on top of the servo. Kind of a little bit better setup there, right? Because I'm having to run my receiver on top of the ESC, and it just doesn't look quite as clean as this. Man, that is pretty. So we'll probably run the Oxy Digger for saw passes. We'll probably end up running the fin, and then we'll take the fin off and run it without the fin. Less resistance, quicker, faster speed, right? So take note of the rudder. Look at the size of the rudder on the Oxy Digger. It's shorter, it's thinner. Check out the rudder on the Scorpion. So it's deeper into the water. It's actually a little bit thicker. This one's shorter, a little thinner, right? Two completely different transom setups. Both of them have the same fin. The Oxy Digger actually has a more aggressive fin. I added some bend and made it where I can adjust it positive and negative. I'll probably end up putting this fin on the Scorpion because this is going to be like a light, well, it'll be a speed run boat, but we're going to do some ovals with this one. With this 2580, we definitely can't do any ovals. It's strictly straightaway, right? I'm planning on running, I'm planning on running 8S in this one occasionally because I know this motor here, like the back of my hand, and I have the room to put two 4S packs in there. This guy right here, I'll probably just run 6S, to be honest with you. We may try 8S in it once, but this 2580, we should be able to get 100 plus, 105, 110 with that motor, no problem on 6S. Well, that's what I'm thinking, hoping anyway. It'll be a good comparison because I know what this CM motor right here did in this Oxy Digger. You know, like the top speed we were getting was like, what, 109 I think, or 106 with the 2080. So it'll be interesting test comparison. Same boat, different motor. You know what I'm saying? So it's late. I'm jacking my jaws. I'll see you next time. Sorry the video's long. Big B, we're Ironclad RC.